today? I'm here because I want to introduce you to one of my favorite rides, the Lake Washington Bridges Loop. It's a fun, scenic ride. It takes you across the two floating bridges that span Lake Washington, the I-90 bridge and the Highway 520 bridge. This is a great ride for a weeknight or a weekend. I often use this as a training ride after work on a weekday. Gasworks Park is one of the most popular parks in Seattle, so if you're coming here on a sunny day, anticipate having a challenge finding parking. You can find parking eventually if you search a few blocks away from the park, but don't count on being able to park in the park or adjacent to the park. The beginning of the ride is on the Burke-Gilman Trail. This is a paved trail for pedestrians and bicycles. It's a former railroad line that got converted to a trail. It'll take us from Gasworks Park, which is in the Wallingford neighborhood, to the University of Washington. Alright, we are now at the University of Washington campus. Right behind me you can see University of Washington's Husky Stadium. We're at the first of a couple of bridge crossings. There's a bridge that takes you across a busy street over to Husky Stadium, and then right after that we're going to cross Montlake Bridge. It's a drawbridge, but it has dedicated bike lanes, so it's safe for cyclists and pedestrians to cross. After you cross the Montlake Bridge, there's a bit of a detour because there's ongoing construction on 520, but then you'll kind of wend your way through some alleys and kind of quiet little neighborhood side streets. You can look for those signs, or you can see right behind me over my shoulder, that'll kind of help guide you to the 520 Bridge Trail. And the Lake Washington Loop, we're not riding today, but part of our route will be on the Lake Washington Loop. In the Arboretum. This is one of the more scenic parts of the ride. It's also one of the more dangerous parts of the ride. There is no shoulder on the road through the Arboretum. So if you're going to be riding on the road, you need to be comfortable riding in traffic very close to the cars. If you're not comfortable with that, there is a pedestrian path through the Arboretum that you can take. Alright, we made it through the Arboretum. Now we're on Lake Washington Boulevard. This is going to take us down to Madrona Park on the shores of Lake Washington and to I-90 Bridge. Right up ahead is a steep, windy hairpin road. It's a lot of fun to ride, but keep in mind there is no shoulder. So again, you have to be comfortable with riding in traffic with cars pretty close to you. Wow, look at that. No rain here. Alright, we've reached a fork in the road. We're going to stay on Lake Washington Boulevard, but we're going to start going uphill here and under the trolley bridge. This is going to take us to the beginning of the bicycle path across the I-90 bridge in Lake Washington. Alright, here's the old trolley bridge. We're in the heart of Seattle right now. Downtown is just a couple miles to my right. But right here in this section of the park, I mean, you feel like you could be way out in the countryside. It's very peaceful and green. Alright, we are at the East Portal Viewport. This is on the western end of the I-90 bridge across Lake Washington. It's a nice place to take a break, a little snack, before you head out across the I-90 bridge. We're on Mercer Island in Aubrey Davis Park. I'm halfway across the I-90 bridge, I-90 Bridge Trail. The park is a nice place to stop. They've got drinking fountains and bathrooms. And then it's a fast ride downhill to the second half of the I-90 bridge. Mercer Slough Park in Bellevue. This is another one of these sort of well-kept secrets in the kind of Seattle metropolitan area. It's this large marshland, kind of right in the heart of two of the largest metro areas. Alright, so we're currently on a trail, a small park that parallels Mercer Slough. We're heading towards Bellevue. This is kind of about the last little stretch where we'll get to be able to be on dedicated pedestrian and cyclist trail. The rest of the way through Bellevue, we will be on city streets. There's really no good way through Bellevue that keeps you off the city streets, so that's just but they're pretty good shoulders. It's not like riding through the Arboretum. So it's relatively safe. It'll be in traffic, but relatively safe. We are in downtown Bellevue. There's no really good way through downtown Bellevue, except just go straight up 8. There is a bike lane the whole way, so you're not going to be completely in traffic. But we are going to be on the road until we get to the 520 Bridge Trail. homeward leg of the Lake Washington Bridges loop. We're going to cross the 520 floating bridge and then take the Burke-Gilman back to Gasworks Park. We're in the 520 Bridge Lookout Park in Medina. Behind me is the 520 highway. There's a bike and pedestrian lane on the bridge that allows us to get back to Seattle. Alright, across the 520 bridge. We're back in Seattle. And we're back at the Montlake Bridge where we started. Here, we're just going to be following the same route back down the Burke-Gilman Trail back to Gasworks Park. Park. It's a little late, so the trail's not too busy right now, but the section of Burke-Gilman Trail from University of Washington through Fremont is the most popular section. So just a word to the wise, don't be that jerk who wants to ride through here really fast and yell at people to get out of your way. You just gotta accept that you're gonna have to share the trail here. It's very popular and it's for everybody. That's it. We're back at Gasworks Park. Things up here on top of Kite Hill and Gasworks Park. So the route just rode is across I-90 Bridge and Highway 520 Bridge. It's about 25 miles. It should take you 2+ hours. If you're looking for a little more distance, you can also add the Mercer Island loop, which will add another 8 miles and another half hour, 45 minutes plus. This is the bonus ride. As I mentioned earlier, the Lake Washington Bridges Loop is 25 miles. If you'd like to add some distance to that, you can take the Mercer Island Loop, which will add 8 more miles. I'm at the start of the Mercer Island Loop. This is the eastern end of the first section of the I-90 Bridge Trail. The sign behind me is at the fork in the trail. If you go to your right, you'll continue on the Lake Washington Bridges Loop. If you go left, it's the start of the Mercer Island Loop. We're not riding the entire Mercer Island Loop, just about 2/3 of it, which takes us around the south end of Mercer Island. Okay, let's go. We're now on Mercer Way. This is the main arterial road around Mercer Island. This is the western side of Mercer Island we're on currently. It's not the most interesting part of the ride. There's no views. All the views are reserved for the millionaires who own the waterfront property. But it's still a fun ride. The road twists and it kind of gently rolls. We passed the south end of Mercer Island. We're now on East Mercer Way, heading back towards the I-90 trail. I'm in front of Clark Beach Park, which is a public park with bathrooms and drinking fountains. So this is a good option if you need to refill your water bottle or you need a rest stop. Whew. There's only one really steep climb on Mercer Island, but it does get up to 11%. Mercifully, it's short, so you don't have to suffer long. And then it's back to flat and windy and twisty fun roads. We're done with the Mercer Island Loop and we're back at the I-90 trail. I hope you enjoyed that. It's a great option if you want to add some variety and some distance to Lake Washington Bridges Loop.